didn't get enough sleep. I'm on the riverbank. There's some fucking noise in the background. I don't know where it comes from. Just really tired. You ever get to a point in life where it just terminates in some depression where, there's no motivation, no nothing. All you want to do is wrap everything up and finish, because you really have nothing to do. That's what I feel. I'm just here. I don't know why. I don't know what to do. I can't say my thoughts because they're too dark. My real thoughts are too dark for YouTube, it seems. I'm afraid to say them. So now I'm just here doing absolutely nothing because I feel like what I want to say is too far. I just don't know why I'm here anymore. I have no idea what to do. Nothing helps. I'm on Prozac. Even that doesn't seem to help. But this morning I didn't take it, and I feel no worse or better. I'm also on an antipsychotic. That doesn't make me feel any better either. So I'm supposed to go back to this psychiatrist. For what? She just gives me advice. Just breathe in, breathe out. Listen to your breath. Read this book, read that book. And it's like I already know that. I already know that you're not supposed to look at screens before you go to bed. I know that you're supposed to eat healthy and lose weight. I know that you're supposed to do all these things, but they don't help because I don't want to do them. So I've been running up against the wall. The wall of misery, anhedonia, I don't know, depression, that no matter what I do, it's not good enough. For example, if I write something, half the time I love it, half the time I hate it. I don't have a good sense of judgment anymore. Like people say, listen to your gut feeling. But my gut feeling cannot be trusted anymore. I'm trying to look at the camera, but you just want to look at yourself, really. So I feel like I can be roped into anything. I can be gaslit very easily. I mean, I feel like I have no confidence at all in my judgment anymore. I just obediently take the punishment of society. I just implicitly assume I deserve it, you know? I just have no confidence. I don't understand what is right and what is wrong. Not because I'm psychotic, it's just the rules of society don't make any sense to me. The way you're supposed to behave. I don't behave that way. And when they tell me I'm supposed to, I am genuinely surprised. Just makes you realize how being different is a death sentence. You just can't hang with the others. You can't do what they do. And it's just a death sentence. No matter how much people want to cope about it. You know, neurodivergent people, weirdos, autistics. No matter how much you want to cope about it, if you're different, it's a death sentence. If you're different, you will get ruined because you can't assimilate. That will ruin relationships, make it hard or impossible to be in a relationship, make it hard or impossible to have a job. So you have no pension, you have no nothing, you have no support, essentially. Like, even though people are supportive, you just still feel it. You still take it as a reproach, like they're punishing you. I can't differentiate between support and abuse, or between healthy criticism and abuse. I just take everything as attacks on me. And you know what's fucked up? I even feel anxiety around my parents. When my mom is in the kitchen and I want to eat, I just want her to fucking leave. At the same time, I crave attention and community. But when I get it, I don't like it. Most of the time. Like, even when I had friends back then, I would hang out and I would sort of enjoy it, but in the background, there was always something dark reeking about me. Like Dazai says, there was always a discomfort, hate, jealousy, horniness. I could never meet people with an honest face, a straight face. I would always have to perform like a clown to them. I have never been honest once in my life, truly. Even now, I'm not completely honest with you because I'm not even speaking in my own language, and you know, I took off my glasses because I thought they made me look goofy, and you know, But I just look like a drug addict right now. So I'm tired and I have pimples. And it's like, even if you write a comment and tell me, oh, it's okay and it's gonna be okay and you're interesting guy or whatever the fuck somebody might say, it basically doesn't make me feel anything. Or if it does, it only lasts like 5 seconds. Somebody compliments me, I either feel nothing at all, or it lasts about 15 seconds and then it's gone. So I could be the most famous person in the world and I would still hate it. People like me always find a way to be miserable no matter where they are. I just can't fix it. I'm on 40 milligrams of Prozac. Does nothing. I've been on that shit started like a month ago, maybe, month and a half. Still nothing. You know, I'm neither pro nor anti psychiatry. It's just, to me, it doesn't do anything. And therapy, the most honest things I can't say because I don't want to, because I'm too scared to say them. There's no fixing all this. There are no words or drugs that will fix what bothers me. That's why people say, you know, try this, try that. Try, you know, some mind control bullshit therapy. Try meds. Try cognitive behavior therapy. So what? You know, you can't escape the depths of your psyche. If you're fucked, you're fucked. It just doesn't help me, and trust me, I've tried many things. I've had friends, a girlfriend, I suppose. I've been to therapy, I've taken drugs, I've taken antidepressants, Xanax, antipsychotic. The only thing that I liked it was Xanax because it really relaxed the shit out of me. But that's all it does, it makes you sleepy. It's just a drug that makes you sleepy. It doesn't make you happy. But I had a negative reaction to the antipsychotic. I took too much too quick. And I nearly died, I think, or, well, not died, but I don't know how close I was to death. But, you know, I nearly got knocked out, nearly passed out. And it doesn't seem to do anything, on a lower dose at least. It's for bipolar or depression, apparently. Not for schizophrenia. I'm not schizophrenic. I basically got bipolar, depression, social anxiety, generalized anxiety, and autism, and who knows what else. These are just words. Like, who decides if you have, you know, avoidant personality disorder? It's all just basically one thing. Forget the labels. You're just miserable. And there are root causes for it. I believe it's always entangled with the environment. And when you get the wrong environment, it's hasta la vista. It's game over for you. And then they pick you out, you. That's what I've been thinking about, is responsibility and guilt. That somebody robs a store and they pick him out and they send him to jail, and all the other people who got him to that point are spared. Unless it's reported or it's illegal and it's reported. If your father beats you, you get bullied in school, blah, 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 all the abused. Those usually don't get prosecuted. But if, as a consequence of those actions, you become a criminal, and then, they pick you out and they prosecute you, so they essentially victim blame you. Putting criminals in jail most of the time is just victim blaming. It amounts to victim blaming. They get the short end of the stick. But I've already said this in another video, but I was too afraid to post it. Because I started speaking about consent, and I was like, I can consent. I'm no more able to consent today than when I was 14. In fact, I can consent less because, like I said, my sense of judgment has gone to shit. It's gone to shit. And I can't trust my gut anymore because of my anxiety. And so, you could rope me into anything, I'd probably say yes. 10 years ago, I had a lot more confidence. And I also said that if I had like a hot teacher who would, flirt with me, that would have helped to push me. And people say these simplistic things like, oh, that's wrong, this is wrong, and it's like, how do you know? People make these simple pronouncements on what is wrong and what is right, and I never been able to agree with anything they say, pretty much. And I have this infliction, this sickness, that I always feel bad for the bad guys. I've always took the side of the bad guys and the weak people, because they're essentially the same. They're always the victims. The perpetrators are the victims. The victims are the victims, but the perpetrators are also victims. And nobody seems to appreciate that fact. Some people sometimes do. Like I was watching serial killer documentaries and GCS, forensic psychology, that sort of crap. And 9 times out of 10 those people were abused. And I just can't help but have contempt for the people who shit on them, because all this virtue signally bullshit of, oh, it's his fault and what the monster he is. Well, somebody made him a monster. Somebody made him a monster, right? And nobody gives a fuck about that part, really. So I just can't help but laugh when people do their little virtue signaling crap and they pick out sick, abused individuals who also become sick and abused, or also become abusive because of it, and they just blame them. I just don't get it. Yeah, so that's what was on my mind, basically. I try to water it down as much as possible. And so, my thinking process has terminated at this very pessimistic junction that I really have no good news. I really have no happiness or inspirational thoughts or anything. It's all shit. I just want to die, really. But I don't have the guts to do it. The old predicament. So I just keep living without my consent. But nobody cares about that. If you keep living without your consent, and you go to work without your consent, and you get bullied without your consent, and you get treated as a sick person without your consent, nobody cares about that. I've been raped and abused all my life, in the sense that I was always treated differently, and I was always bullied, and literally and figuratively abused and raped. Well, I was never raped, but everything short of that. Physically abused, verbally abused, emotionally abused, pushed out, castigated, judged, looked upon with suspicion. And then when I act out as a consequence, which I've done before, then it's my fault. Just so stupid. All this pain and suffering for what? Nothing seems to come out of it. There's a ship approaching. It's gonna make noise. Yeah, all this pain and suffering, and for what? I want a court. Every neurodivergent person deserves remuneration. What's the word for that? Remuneration? Remuneration? I don't know. They all deserve justice. Because they've all been treated unfairly their whole life. And nobody cares about that. Almost nobody. I have nothing else to say. Just depression. Society doesn't see the little things that you do every day. It always has an incomplete picture of what you are. So fuck it. I have nothing else to say.